Shoplifters in wild disguises, robbers smashing ATMs.
Still unclear if these thieves actually got away with that cash, but an ATM completely split.
And getaway chases straight out of a movie.
Stop.
Walmart's more than just rollbacks and snack aisles. From clever tricksters to bold thieves caught red-handed. These are the most disturbing crimes ever captured inside stores.
Pay for that? You gonna pay for that? When?
He thought it'd be a smooth exit, cart full of groceries, backpack stuffed, roast beef and all. But what he didn't count on was Elaine, 73, former bank teller, survived scarier days. So when she saw him trying to slip out of a British Columbia superstore without paying, she didn't flinch. While a bystander filmed, Elaine marched right up and yanked off the guy's mask. Just like that, the filmer grabbed the cart. The guy made a run for it with his backpack, but it didn't last long. He was ID'd and arrested later. Elaine didn't just stop a theft. She became a local legend. Try shoplifting near her? Good luck.
Yeah, because you. It's about time they got caught.
Rack and run.
Identifying a shoplifter caught on camera. Take a look.
These women were about to make a name for themselves. Caught on camera in a clothing store in Corpus Christi, Texas. Two women were seen casually browsing the racks, but not for long. One ducked behind a jeans aisle and stuffed clothes into her bag, while the other played lookout. The store owner didn't waste time. He posted the footage online, hoping someone would ID them. A police report was filed too, so now they're on the news. Not for a fashion statement, but for shoplifting. Kinda makes you wonder, were a few outfits really worth the public shame? Let me know what you think in the comments. Magic trick.
Acting thief was caught on camera, getting away with thousands of dollars in jewelry from a...
Next up is a theft so slick, you'll have to watch it twice to catch what really happened. A man walked into a jewelry store and pulled off a $10,000 heist without anyone blinking. He examined a ring from the tray, acted like he was just browsing, then seemed to place it back. But if you rewind the footage, you'll see the real trick. He palmed the original and replaced it with a decoy. Nobody noticed a thing, not until the next day's inventory check. By then, the guy was already long gone, with the real deal in his pocket, and the staff left scratching their heads.
Someone that's taking from others that are hardworking.
Pro shoplifter.
Ma'am?
Excuse me, sir?
She's running! She's running! She's running!
Okay, this one's got all the makings of a full-blown heist film. So here's what went down. Investigators set up hidden cameras in a store that was bleeding inventory. Clothes were vanishing like magic. They waited, watched, and then... boom. A woman with a giant tote starts pacing the aisles. Red flag. She grabs a dress, folds it all sneaky around her hand, drops it in the bag. Then another and another. Walks right out. No alarm. Nada. But the investigators pounce. Now suddenly the bag? It's my cousin's. Classic. Turns out she'd lined it with aluminum foil to block the anti-theft sensors. Yeah. We're dealing with a pro. And yep, she got herself a one-way ticket to prison.
We got concealment. It's in her bag. Get ready.
Trolley trouble.
She and her alleged accomplice were caught less than half an hour later after this happened.
This woman you see casually pushing a trolley out of the store? Yeah. She was actually trying to walk off with nearly $2,000 worth of electronics. Thought she could sneak past without paying, but store workers weren't having it. Turns out, she'd pulled this stunt before, so they called the cops right away. She didn't give up easy though. Tried to make a run for it in her car. But after a short chase, she got caught. Now she's facing charges for theft. And, yep, driving with an expired license, too.
She was very a blatant thief. You know, she clearly had no regard for people's belongings.
Gatorade man.
Let me know.
This guy was a regular, but not in a good way. A habitual thief, known for hitting up the same convenience store every other week, grabbing snacks and drinks, then strolling out like he owned the place. The shop owner didn't put up a fight, not wanting things to get violent, but one employee had enough. During the thief's latest visit, he locked him inside. Panicking, the thief kicked the door open and managed to escape again. But here's the twist. Store owner Dennis Alloy chose a different route. Instead of pressing charges, he met with the guy and offered him a chance to make things right. Turned out, the thief was battling addiction, and he actually accepted. Cleaned the store for a full day, and just like that, his theft saga came to a quiet end.
Man, I apologize. I sincerely apologize.
Gas pump mayhem.
Yeah, that's right, Walter. And it's still unclear if these thieves actually got away with that cash, but an ATM completely split.
Some robbers in Delaware were on a full-blown rampage, hitting up multiple gas stations in one chaotic night. First stop, a Sunoco on College Avenue. These guys rammed a van straight into the building, trying to yank out the ATM. Ended up wrecking the place and still left empty-handed. 10 minutes later, same crew, same energy. Another Sunoco, this time on South Main. Two of them hopped the counter and scared the clerk into handing over cash, while a third genius tried and failed to drive through the storefront again. A Shell station also got trashed that morning. Same van tactic, same zero payout. Police are still piecing it all together. Whether it's one crew or a copycat mess, Delaware's gas stations have had enough.
Now, police haven't said if that Shell gas station was targeted by the same group or not.
Throttle theft.
Security cameras have captured the moment a gang of thieves kicked down the front doors of a motorbike dealership.
They came like a pit crew on a mission, only this wasn't the racetrack. In the dead of night, 6 thieves smashed their way into JB Scraw, an Adelaide motorbike shop known for its hard-to-get trail bikes. They kicked through glass, grabbed 3 Hondas and a Kawasaki, then sped off in stolen cars like they were in Fast and Furious. But not all the bikes made it far. One Kawasaki gave out, apparently out of fuel, and was ditched near the city. Cops nabbed a 14-year-old, and they're still closing in on the rest. The owner? Fuming. He's calling it a slap in the face to honest business. One bike's back home. The hunt continues.
Bit of a group effort to go through, hold the doors open, and get some of our motorcycles that are quite hard to get at the moment.
Ram raids. Snowy night in Birmingham, and things got wild fast. A gang rolls up to a shop in a Land Rover and slam the storefront. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Then they go full cartoon mode, strapping up a cash machine like they're towing a sofa. But yeah, didn't work. The ATM just left there, awkwardly abandoned in the street. Then the real chaos kicks in. Cops show up. The gang bolts, high-speed chase in the snow, 2 police cars rammed, and, wait for it, they actually deploy a fire extinguisher as a smokescreen, but it all crashes. Literally. Taryn McCauley ditches the vehicle, dives into a hedge, and that's where the run ends. From the first $9.99 call to arrest, just 26 minutes.
Go! Stop!
Brazen theft.
Thieves leaving a Walmart employee shocked and confused here.
Winter Haven police were stunned when they reviewed Walmart surveillance footage showing an entitled couple brazenly rolling a cart full of merchandise right past a pleading store employee. The car was stacked with pots, pans, even an inflatable pool. When the receipt checker asked to see proof of purchase, they ignored him completely and made a shameless getaway. The employee called after them, and the woman? She responded by shaking her fist angrily. Way to commit an entitled theft. Here's another bold one caught on CCTV in Spennymoor. A man was seen casually wheeling out a trolley full of booze, like it was just another shopping day. But his heist didn't last long. As he was heading out, an employee clocked that nothing had been paid for and quickly yanked the trolley away. The 40-year-old immediately ditched the goods and bolted. Didn't get so far though. He was later sentenced to 12 weeks in prison. Inside Job.
Mr. Williams, you're accused of stealing from TSA. Any comment?
No.
A surveillance camera at Miami International Airport caught TSA officers stealing from passengers. The footage appeared to show Officer Joseph Gonzalez and Williams going through a black bag at the security checkpoint. Gonzalez was captured sneakily taking something from the bin and pocketing it. In another clip, he was also seen removing something from a bag, setting it aside, and then taking it out of the bin just before the luggage went for screening. Both Williams and Gonzalez were arrested accused of stealing hundreds of dollars. Exit strategy. This guy walked into a phone store, clearly planning to make a quick grab and run. And well, he did grab. He ran too. But then, bam, he hit a self-locking door. Talk about instant karma. His whole vibe flipped. Suddenly, he's pointing fingers, blaming some other guy waiting outside like he was the mastermind. Honestly, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment just watching it. Hopefully, the store owner called the cops and had this genius arrested. $1 million diamonds.
Police are searching for the robbers who stole more than $2 million worth of diamond jewelry in the Bronx.
A jaw-dropping heist went down in Bronx County last year. Over $2 million worth of diamond jewelry gone. Surveillance footage shows two masked men getting buzzed in by an employee, who then unknowingly lets in the third. Seconds later, chaos. They smash open display cases with a hammer, scoop up the high-end diamonds into bags, and vanish on foot. No suspects, no solid leads, just a lot of broken glass and missing jewels. Moral of the story? Maybe run a background check on the guy holding the buzzer. Chainsaw chuckle. You couldn't be more obvious than this. Here's a woman who was practically begging to get caught. Most people steal small, easy-to-hide stuff, right? Not her. At a hardware store in Idaho, she laid eyes on a chainsaw. Yep, the most discreet item ever. For a whole minute, she awkwardly tried to stuff it down her pants. When that didn't work, genius move, she tried the back instead. Meanwhile, she's also hauling a hefty bag of stolen goods on her shoulder, and the whole thing is being recorded on the store's security camera. Turns out, this wasn't her first rodeo. She's got a rap sheet full of felonies, and this time, she didn't walk away. She got 7 years in prison. Plot sprayed.
Caught on camera macing a department store employee while stealing at the Aventura Mall.
Now here's something you definitely don't see every day. Take a good look at these shoppers. Anything seems a little off? Yep. Those aren't women. They're men dressed up in wigs, swiping perfume from the women's section at Macy's. Bold, right? But hold on. This roller coaster's just starting. Just as they're leaving the store, police try to intercept, and boom, they whip out pepper spray on the cops and actually manage to get away. But it doesn't end there. Cue the dramatic chase. And then a minor crash. Thankfully, no injuries, but the suspects were caught. One turned out to be a minor. So, cross-dressing, pepper spray, perfume, a getaway, and a crash. This story's got more twists than a soap opera.
If they're thieving in skirts or in pants, one way or the other.
Rock, run, repeat.
Yeah, Lower Merion Township police say someone broke into 2 businesses in the same shopping center last.
In the quiet hours of Bala Sinwid, a lone burglar stirred up chaos twice. His first stop was at the Acme grocery store. Around 1:30 a.m., a man hurled a rock through the window, but bolted the second he spotted employees still inside. He wasn't done yet. He pedaled over, yes, on a green bike, and smashed into the nearby Foot Locker. This time, he helped himself to a few sweatshirts before making his getaway. Surveillance cameras caught it all, and police say the suspect is between 25 and 35. Locals are stunned, calling the area usually safe. Now, the Foot Locker sits with a boarded-up window and an open investigation.
If you recognize the man in that video, Lower Merion Township Police want to hear from you.
Baggage bandit.
That's so risky for somebody to walk over and just pick up a suitcase.
Turns out, not all your luggage makes it home because of airline errors. Sometimes it's crooks like Alberto Estrada, caught on camera strolling through San Diego International Airport like he owned the place. Estrada casually snatched suitcases from baggage claim, then vanished. One victim, Karl Hosefsky, was left in just the clothes he flew in and minus his beloved Padres tie. Estrada was busted after a sharp-eyed airport traffic officer recognized him. Police later uncovered a treasure trove of stolen bags, 14 in his truck, more stashed at a motel. He pleaded guilty to 22 burglary charges and landed 180 days in jail plus probation.
For a search warrant, when officers arrested the thief, they found even more stolen bags and other items from the airport.
Granny Grit.
Video that has everybody around here talking. One senior citizen you definitely don't want to mess with.
He picked the wrong store, and definitely the wrong grandma. In a scene straight out of an action comedy, a 75-year-old woman became an instant legend when she stormed in to defend her friend, the store clerk, from a would-be robber. The guy probably thought it'd be a quick in-and-out job. Nope. Instead, he got chased around the shop by a granny. No punches thrown, but let's be honest, the look on his face was worth 1,000. Experts say don't confront thieves, but let's be real. This grandma wasn't taking notes. She took action, and thanks to her gutsy move, the crook was quickly caught. Moral of the story? Don't mess with grandma, ever.
I'm not sure we've ever seen anyone quite like this one.
Shameful scuffle.
That's right. Give that stuff back, thief.
This guy had it all planned, or so he thought. Loaded up with stolen goods, he made a break for the exit, only to get caught right there at the door. No dramatic chase, just instant karma. Confronted on the spot, he had no choice but to trudge back inside, unloading every item in front of unimpressed employees and a very entertained crowd. His quick getaway turned into the slowest walk of shame, head down, cheeks blazing. The crowd? Oh, they let him have it, loud and clear.
Thief. Yeah, get out.
Airport theft.
Airport employee was caught stealing money from a passenger just before she stepped onto a bus.
At Cleveland Hopkins Airport, a wheelchair attendant was caught on security footage stealing from an elderly passenger right before helping her onto a bus. The video shows her placing the woman's purse behind the wheelchair, then slipping cash from it while the traveler, Patricia, remained unaware. Turns out this wasn't the first time. Police said she'd done it before, twice, targeting other senior passengers in the same way. Body cam footage shows officers confronting her. She denied everything, but was detained shortly after. Keep your eyes on your things, because sometimes the people meant to help aren't who you think they are.
I did hand over my backpack and my purse, so they were behind me, not in my sight.
Smash and grab. Here's a robbery in broad daylight, carried out as if the man had no care in the world. Watch how this guy violently smashed the window of a jewelry store, grabbing the merchandise on display, joined by an accomplice who held out a bag while the first man stuffed in his loot. Seeing this, someone from inside attempted to lower the mechanical gate, which the men tried to prevent from closing, but they eventually realized they'd already gotten too lucky and fled with their stolen goods. Following the incident, the police announced the arrest of a 28-year-old Bronx man who was charged with 3 other similar incidents. Snack attack. Not all thieves are human. Here's something for a change. Paul High was working the graveyard shift at a store when a 500-pound black bear casually strolled in through the automatic doors like it owned the place. Paul, who's used to shooing bears from the parking lot, suddenly found himself face to face inside. The bear lunged. Paul noped right out of there. It grabbed a bag of Snickers and waddled off like it had a shopping list. A few nights later, it came back, flopped on the floor, and started snacking on a box of 3 Musketeers like it was movie night. Wildlife officials eventually caught and relocated it.
To get bears out of the store when I was hired. That was not part of the deal.
Red Bull Bandit. This video's gonna crack you up. So, there's this dude in a blue shirt who struts into a convenience store like he owns the place. No hesitation, full confidence. Marches right over, grabs a Red Bull, and then the stealth mission begins. He crouches down at the end of the aisle like he's suddenly invisible. Spoiler alert, he's not. Cameras are all over him, crystal clear. But our guy, he chugs that Red Bull like he just won the lottery. Apparently, this isn't the store's first run-in with freeloading Red Bull warriors, but this pro slipped out without a trace. Let's see if he comes back for round 2. Cart stopper. Body cam footage from Peachtree City just gave us a new kind of superhero moment, featuring a shopping cart. When a suspect bolted through a Walmart parking lot, fleeing from a shoplifting attempt at a nearby Home Depot, one everyday shopper stepped up. With laser focus and perfect timing, the guy casually rolled his cart right into the path of the running suspect, and suspects down. No one got hurt. The groceries took a hit, but fellow shoppers quickly helped gather them up. The officer on the scene gave the cart hero a solid pat on the back. As for the runner, 41-year-old Marcus Smith, he's now facing felony shoplifting and obstruction charges. Moral of the story, never underestimate the power of a well-timed grocery cart. Steak thief. On July 4th, a man walked into a grocery store on West 43rd Street and went straight for the meat section. He grabbed several steaks, made his way to the exit, and didn't stop to pay. An employee stepped in to stop him. Things got physical. The man shoved the employee. A security guard tried to help, but it wasn't enough. The suspect managed to get away. Steaks and all. No arrests yet. Just another bold theft, right in the middle of a holiday rush. Sink stowaway. It happened at a Kroger store, after hours. Security footage later showed how she got in, by hiding under a sink in the employee break room, waited there patiently, then made her move toward the cash registers. But not everyone had left the building. Some employees were still around, and they spotted her before she could take anything. She ran without whatever she had been waiting for. This was a strange break-in, caught on camera. As of now, she hasn't been found. Locked in. At a store in Lauderdale Lakes, what started as quiet shoplifting turned aggressive fast. Surveillance footage shows a man in the clothing section, browsing for about half an hour. Nothing unusual, until he tried to leave with a hefty load of unpaid merchandise. But the doors were locked. He got frustrated, tried to force his way out. An employee stepped in to unlock the exit, and got shoved to the ground in the process. The man took off, clothes in hand, around $200 worth. Gone. All of it was captured on camera, and soon enough, the police also got hold of the man. Masked robbery. It was around 9:30 p.m., May 25th, 2024. A regular night at the convenience store on 3410 Long Beach Boulevard, until two masked guys in hoodies walked in looking off. Didn't take long for things to go south. One of them reached into his waistband like he had a weapon. Never showed one, but the message was clear. Don't resist. They went straight behind the counter, cornered the clerk, and made off with both cash registers. No one got hurt. CCTV caught the whole thing. You can see them fleeing with the loot. Cops are combing through the footage, trying to ID the suspects. So far, not much to go on, but this case is still open. Let's see where the tape leads. Counter chaos. 1 second he's buying drinks, the next he's the headline. Draped in a beanie and scarf, the guy looked like any regular customer, calm, unbothered. But as the clerk rang him up, he suddenly launched over the counter like it was parkour practice. In a blur, he shoved the worker aside, grabbed handfuls of cash, and leapt back over like nothing happened. No yelling, no warning, just speed and nerve. It all went down in seconds, leaving everyone frozen, mouths open, brains trying to catch up. Ordinary day, not anymore. Phone repair robbers. If you're ever planning a robbery, maybe invest in a better disguise. This guy from Miami Gardens thought a cardboard box on his head would do the trick. Yep, A literal box. He broke into a phone repair shop, smashed the glass, and grabbed around $115,000 worth of phones, all while wearing the box like a helmet. But surprise, surprise, he couldn't see a thing. So mid-robbery, he took the box off, exposing his face right to the security cameras. Police didn't have to work too hard on this one. His identity was as clear as day. Maybe next time. Paper bag with eye holes. Suitcase scam. Security cameras at a Costco near 15th Avenue and Bethany Home caught an attempted theft that could have turned dangerous. 2 suspects were spotted wheeling out a suitcase loaded with a Sony speaker and a security system they hadn't paid for. When staff confronted the guy holding the suitcase, he bolted. Things escalated when the second suspect tried to block employees from grabbing the goods, lifting his shirt just enough to suggest he wasn't unarmed. Both took off in a getaway car, leaving behind a shaken but unharmed crew. Just a reminder, if you ever spot something shady in a store, leave it to the staff. Some thieves aren't just after electronics, they're banking on intimidation too. Smoke break-in. Late night in Logan Square, and one tobacco shop just got an unwanted visitor. Surveillance footage shows a lone burglar smashing their way inside, rummaging around for cash and merchandise. Not exactly a clean getaway, though. Cops arrived to find a busted window at the scene. No employees were hurt. Luckily, the place was empty. But yeah, someone definitely left in a hurry and a little worse for wear. The investigation's still on, and police are tracking the trail. Whoever did this might have grabbed a few smokes, but they definitely left a few clues. Tequila heist. It wasn't some grand Ocean's 11-style operation, just a regular day at Walmart. But what happened next? Straight up chaotic. One guy, 6 bottles of tequila, and 0 chill. He storms in, grabs the liquor, and when employees try to stop him, he shoves right past them, then hops into a dark SUV with a couple of buddies and vanishes. But here's where it gets weirder. Turns out, that same SUV might have been spotted during another booze-snatching stunt. Same Walmart, different thief. Coincidence? Doubt it. Deputies are on the hunt now, so next time you're casually buying groceries, maybe glance at the tequila aisle just in case. Parcel stealer. You won't just find shoplifters in stores anymore, because it looks like they're everywhere. And let's be real, waiting for a parcel is annoying enough. But for these poor residents, that wait just got endless. CCTV footage from a home camera shows a man casually strolling up to a front porch and swiping their packages like it was no big deal. And he didn't stop there. This guy was clearly on a mission, hitting 3 more houses like he had blocked out his whole day for stealing deliveries. Honestly, it's giving full-time job energy, just the wrong kind.
Chicago police tell us so far they have 1 reported theft on these blocks.
Flash pharmacy.
Finding a trio of pharmacy burglars who were caught on camera.
A couple years back, 3 guys pulled off a pharmacy heist on Jacksonville's north side, and the whole thing was caught on camera. 2 stood outside, keeping watch, while the third, he was in and out in record time. In under 30 seconds, he'd filled his bag with prescription drugs, ripping cabinet doors right off the hinges like it was nothing. They came prepared too. Big bags, quick moves, and 0 hesitation. The store owner didn't take long to report it, and police launched an investigation. But seriously, blink and you'd miss the whole robbery.
So Mary, this burglary happened so quickly from the time this guy starts grabbing these bottles off the shelves.
Ode to arrest. In May 2022, 2 guys strolled into an Ulta beauty store in Exton, Pennsylvania. And once the coast was clear, they started stuffing bags full of perfume. And yeah, let's just say, checkout wasn't part of the plan. But plot twist, police were already onto them. They'd gotten a tip about the getaway car, which had been spotted in earlier Ulta thefts. So when the duo ran out, their ride was waiting. But so were the cops. They tried to make a break for it, but didn't get far. Both were arrested and hit with multiple charges. Guess the only thing they walked out with was a record. Apple Store robbery. Take a look at this wild robbery caught on camera. 4 men walk into an Apple store in California looking calm until they suddenly bolt into action. They dash through the place, yanking phones and devices off displays as stunned shoppers just stand there, frozen. Total chaos. And when a security guard tries to stop them, they wrestle their way past him and make a clean getaway. In just minutes, they'd swiped $2,700 worth of electronics, like something straight out of a heist movie. Instant cash. You'd think you'd need a card to get cash from an ATM, but Wang from China had other ideas. Inspired by crime movies, he poured drinks into ATMs, hoping they'd glitch and spit out cash. Instead, he just wrecked the machines, causing thousands in damage. He hit 3 different ATMs before police caught on. Surveillance footage made it easy to track him down, and during his arrest, he actually tried to blame his twin brother. Classic evil twin move, but not exactly Oscar-worthy. Needless to say, Wang was detained, and his DIY heist dreams officially busted. Vape shop heist. Middle of the night, quiet streets, and 2 guys who thought they had the perfect plan. Honolulu police were on the lookout for a pair of thieves who smashed their way into Hawaii's cheapest vape shop in Waipahu last November, just past 11 p.m. Surveillance cameras caught the whole thing. The break-in, the rush, and the getaway, and took their prize. 2 small safes packed with cash, and fled in a white Toyota 4Runner. It all went down fast, but not unnoticed. HPD dropped the footage, hoping someone out there recognizes the suspects. ATM robbery. A surveillance camera in Shelbyville caught 2 men red-handed robbing an ATM machine. The footage showed the individuals prying open the machine with a crowbar, attaching a chain to it, and using a truck to pull it out. The machine was completely torn apart, revealing the loot inside, which they quickly stuffed into a bag before running off. The people who watched the video were convinced this was not the duo's first time robbing an ATM, noting how well-rehearsed their actions seemed. I wonder how many ATMs they have robbed to become this experienced. Sports car robbery. Get ready to witness a heist so fast that it will give Dominic Toretto a run for his money. A security camera in a Kentucky dealership caught thieves stealing not 1 or 2, but 6 sports cars. The theft was so well organized that it took the men only 45 seconds to get in the car and drive away, leaving everyone stunned. The video showed the guys replacing the nameplates of the cars, who then got in and sped away, leaving the dealership furious. But their dream car days didn't last long, as police eventually recovered 5 of the cars. But no sign of the 6th one. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.